If watching the Breathitt County boys basketball team and the Pikeville girls basketball team has you seeing double, you don't need your eyes checked.
Next up, the Wildcats will start their bid for another national title.
PCC is the only mountain team that remains in the running for the gold, because from this point, that means a perfect season. It's interesting what lengths people will go to, or in this case, what people will paint to break a record.
Me and Scott was just sitting around one day after school, and I was looking in a Guinness Book of World Records he had, and we was like, we'd really like to break one before we graduate. And we got looking at the most bodies painted at one place at one time, and it was like 116. I said, man, we can break this.
So the next day at school, I asked Miss Lockhart, and she called some people, and it kind of snowballed.
The seniors say this is the biggest example of school spirit Pike Central's student body has ever displayed, literally.
We're a new school. We need a little bit of support. We don't have the rich tradition that a lot of the schools in this area have, so we need to start that somehow.
Hep Club sponsor Angela Lockhart says the group got off to a late start, but that didn't stop the determined bunch from raising the $471 fee and getting the Guinness organization's approval with a few stipulations. Simply slapping Hawks on a chest or PC on a cheek isn't going to get Pike Central in the record books. Students must be completely covered from head to toe with paint, and they must wear an approved design by everyone participating. So here's where the entire community comes together. Parents and businesses, including a tattoo parlor, donated supplies and most importantly their time to get the kids oranged up. And should the Guinness World Book accept the feat, the Hawks will have set the new world record at 254 painted bodies at one time.
I'm definitely going to get my kids and my grandkids around and pull out the old Guinness Book of World Records and show them that their grandfather did something that was meaningful.
And hopefully the O Crew will remember that on that same record-setting night, both the girls and boys teams also painted the Pikeville Panthers orange in defeat. Reporting from the Hawks Nest, I'm Jamie Karat.
Set the tone!
This is the story of two men, united by their passion for football,
Yes, sir!
yet divided by their positions in Perry County's annual feud. If you ask any player about the Black Gold Bowl, here's what you get.
It's the biggest game in Perry County. We just try to work real hard, and it's all bragging rights.
Nobody likes nobody when you walk on that field.
But is that the case for Coach Jason Chappell of Perry Central and Coach Mark Dixon of Hazard? It's no secret the two men are best friends. They played ball together at MC Napier, and since sophomores, they've done a lot together, both on and off the field. The 26-year-olds agree becoming head coaches came out of nowhere, and being crosstown rivals definitely adds to the surprise.
We always talked about having a team together. We never realized we would have to play each other, especially in this kind of atmosphere.
And that's what makes this game hard personally for the pair. But they say it's not about them, and keeping that in the forefront is what they plan to do Friday.
The Black Gold Bowl is about my kids and about his kids up there.
And who, you know, who's going to come out and do the best.
He's like a brother to me, but they say that you don't want to beat anybody worse than your brothers.
So regardless of the outcome, both coaches know that 4 quarters of football can't do anything to change 10 years of friendship. But they do admit whoever dominates this doghouse Friday night walks off the field with some serious bragging rights. Well, at last, the NBA Finals are here, and for the first time in 14 years, the Pistons make a run at a world championship. However, it's only been 2 years since the Lakers captured their 9th title. Game 1 began with a tribute to our nation's 40th president, Ronald Reagan. Let's go to the second quarter. Tied 35 apiece, Shaquille O'Neal gets 2 of his 34 on the night with a tough hook shot. Phil Jackson not too worried. Third quarter now, Chauncey Billups gets inside for the reverse layup. It's 45-41 Detroit. Kobe Bryant easily drives through traffic for his own layup. Lakers down by 2. And Arnold Schwarzenegger saying it's good to be the governor. Fourth quarter now, 74-68 when the Prince buries the 3. And it's the first win for the Pistons in LA since 1997. Game 2 on Tuesday, 87-75 year final. Well, to the majors now, no team in the National League had more victories than the Cincinnati Reds heading into Sunday's games, and no Red has been hotter of late than Ken Griffey Jr., trying to become only the 20th major leaguer ever to hit 500 home runs. Griffey blasted not 1, but 2 round trippers yesterday against the Montreal Expos, giving him 498 in his career and 17 this season. His second one on Sunday tied the game at 3-all. Even with all of Junior's heroics, the Reds were still down by 2 in the 9th when pinch hitter Jacob Cruz launched a 2-run homer to tie it. Later in that eventful ninth, the 3rd hit of the game by D'Angelo Jimenez drove home the winning run, and the celebration began at Great American Ballpark. The Reds victorious over the Expos 6-5. Well, to motor racing now, Kentuckian Jeremy Mayfield had gone 129 races without a win when he revved it up for Sunday's MBNA America 400 in Dover, Delaware. Mayfield had the pole position in this one and was in the lead on lap 151 when Tony Stewart passed him to take over the top spot. And it was Stewart who would lead for much of the day. Caution flags in abundance yesterday. Joe Nemechek gets tapped by Terry Labonte and spins out. That was nothing, though, compared to the 18-car crash that included Jeremy Mayfield and Ryan Newman. Several cars, including that of Sterling Marlin, were rear-ended when they slowed to avoid the crash. Now, rookie Casey Kane had the lead after a late caution flag, but then he lost control without even a bump. And Mark Martin came on to win it for the Jack Roush team. He called his victory just a stroke of luck as he ends a long losing streak of his own. Tony Stewart was 2nd and Dale Earnhardt Jr. 3rd. Mayfield, meanwhile, still hasn't won a cup race in 4 years. Well, the Belmont Stakes turned out not to be just another Smarty party after all. With Smarty Jones trying to add the final jewel in his Triple Crown, Longshot Birdstone came flying up on the outside to win. Birdstone, a Kentucky bred from the Mary Lou Whitney stables, roared past Smarty Jones and paid a whopping $74.
I'm sorry that Smarty Jones couldn't win. We kept saying to Prado be 2nd.
But we do feel horrible. I mean, it's bittersweet because we were rooting for Smarty too.
You know, I feel the same way. I mean, I have to do things for a living, and I have to, you know, win races, you know, to be successful. But I have, you know, a feeling like they have. I mean, I'm glad I got my Belmont out of the way. Like I said, I didn't think too many people would feel that bad if at least I won. So, you know, that's what I think happened today, and I'm very grateful.
That's right, and who better to know than Nick Zito. And Amber and Jim, we are heading on to 27 years without a Triple Crown. That is a wrap on your Monday Morning Sports. I'm Jamie Carrad. Have a great day.